Behind locked doors, under Michelangelo's ceiling, the Catholic Church will choose its next leader. Here's how it really happens. With the death of Pope Francis, all eyes now turn to Rome. The Catholic Church, 1.4 billion strong, stands at a crossroads. The question on everyone's mind, who will be the next pope? But this isn't just any election. It's a conclave, a process unlike any other in the world. A centuries-old ritual where 120 cardinals are locked away, cut off from the world, sworn to absolute secrecy, until one of them, or rarely someone outside their ranks, is chosen as the next vicar of Christ. No phones, no internet, no contact with the outside, just prayers, ballots, and the slow rise of smoke, black or white. It all takes place in the Sistine Chapel, beneath one of the most iconic ceilings in history, as cardinals from over 90 countries gather to decide not just the future of the Vatican, but potentially the direction of global faith and politics. In this video, we'll break down exactly how the conclave works, why it's so secretive, the drama behind past papal elections, and what might happen this time. The process begins, death of a pope and the call to conclave. The process starts the moment the pope dies. The man in charge, the Camerlengo, currently Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the first American to hold the role. He officially declares the pope's death and takes temporary charge of the Vatican's affairs. Though legends speak of tapping the pope's forehead with a silver hammer, that ritual hasn't been used in over a century. Today it's simpler, but no less solemn. After the announcement, 9 days of mourning begin. During this time, the Vatican prepares not only for the funeral, but for what comes next, the conclave. The College of Cardinals, the Catholic Church's most senior leaders, are summoned to Rome. But only those under 80 years old can vote, currently about 135 cardinals from over 90 countries. Once in Rome, they meet in general congregations, discussions about the state of the Catholic Church, its challenges, and what kind of leader is needed. It's here quietly that alliances form, opinions shift, and possible candidates, known as papabili, emerge. Then, 15 to 20 days after the Pope's death, the real process begins. Locked in, the conclave begins. On the day the conclave starts, the cardinals celebrate a special Mass for the election of a pope. After that, they make a solemn procession into the Sistine Chapel, walking beneath Michelangelo's famous fresco of the Last Judgment. As they enter, they sing Veni Creator Spiritus, a hymn calling on the Holy Spirit for guidance. Once they're inside, the ritual becomes serious. Each cardinal places his hand on the Gospels and swears an oath. I promise, pledge, and swear to observe faithfully and scrupulously the prescriptions contained in the Apostolic Constitution on the election of the Roman Pontiff. Then, in a dramatic moment, the Master of Ceremonies steps forward and declares, extra omnes, Latin for everyone out. Everyone who isn't a cardinal elector leaves the chapel. The doors are locked. The cardinals are now completely cut off from the outside world. No phones, no newspapers, no contact. The Swiss Guard stands at attention. The Sistine Chapel is even swept for bugs to ensure no outside interference. Inside, the cardinals are now alone, tasked with choosing the next leader of the Catholic Church. The first votes, smoke and signals. That first evening, the cardinals hold one round of voting. Each cardinal writes a name on a ballot with the words, "Eligo in summum pontificum." I elect as supreme pontiff. One by one, they approach an altar, holding their folded ballot. They place it on a plate, lift it, and drop it into a chalice. The votes are counted by scrutinizers, 3 cardinals randomly chosen to oversee the ballots. After reading them aloud in silence, the ballots are pierced with a needle and thread, bundled together, and burned. If no candidate reaches a 2/3 majority, the smoke rising from the chapel chimney is black. Black smoke means no pope. The world waits. Day by day, the rhythm of the conclave. After that first vote, the conclave settles into a strict routine. Each day, the cardinals gather in the Sistine Chapel for up to 4 ballots, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Between votes, they return to St. Martha's House, a modest Vatican residence near the chapel. No lavish meals, no luxury. The idea? Keep them focused. After every vote, if there's no pope, the ballots are burned again. Black smoke continues to signal indecision, but the pressure builds. If after 7 rounds there's still no result, the cardinals pause for a day of prayer and reflection, a chance to think, talk quietly, and seek guidance. Historically, conclaves can take days, sometimes even weeks, but in modern times they've moved quicker. Pope Francis was elected on day 2 after just 5 ballots. The politics inside, more than just prayer. Though the conclave is shrouded in mystery, it's not free from factions and influence. Cardinals bring their own visions, their own priorities. Some favor a reformer. Others seek a more traditional leader. Some want a global voice, others an administrator. Deals aren't made openly, but alliances form. Cardinals quietly discuss who can unite the Catholic Church, who can face global challenges, from scandals to politics, who carries the legacy of Pope Francis, or who breaks from it. Even though any baptized male can technically become pope, it's almost always a cardinal, already known to the group, already a part of the Catholic Church's leadership. The turning point, white smoke. Eventually, a name rises. Slowly, steadily, until one man gathers the necessary 2/3 majority. At that moment, the ballots are burned one last time, but this time, the smoke is white. The world watches as white smoke billows from the Sistine Chapel chimney, the ancient signal that Habemus Papam, we have a pope. Accepting the call from cardinal to pope. Once a candidate receives the required 2/3 majority, a simple but powerful question is asked. Do you accept your canonical election as supreme pontiff? If he answers accepto, I accept, he immediately becomes the new pope. The next question follows. By what name shall you be called? His choice of name speaks volumes. It can signal continuity, reform, humility, or ambition. When Jorge Mario Bergoglio chose Francis, he invoked the spirit of Saint Francis of Assisi, a symbol of simplicity and service. The Room of Tears, a moment alone. After accepting, the new pope is led to a small chamber next to the Sistine Chapel, known as the Room of Tears. Why the name? Because many popes have been overwhelmed in this moment, with the weight of responsibility, the finality of their election, and the task ahead. In this private room, he dons the traditional white cassock, skull cap, and red slippers. Vatican tailors have prepared 3 sizes in advance, small, medium, and large, ready for whoever is chosen. It's a moment of reflection, solitude, and for many, emotion. Habemus Papam, we have a pope. Soon after, the senior cardinal deacon steps onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, facing the crowds gathered in the square. He proclaims in Latin, Annuntio vobis gaudium magnum, habemus papam. I announce to you a great joy, we have a pope. He reveals the new pope's birth name and the name he has chosen. Then, the world waits. Moments later, the new pope emerges, stepping into the light, greeted by cheers, applause, and emotion from the thousands in the square and millions watching around the globe. He gives his first blessing, known as Urbi et Orbi, to the city and the world. A new pontificate begins. Why the conclave still matters. For all its ancient rituals, the conclave isn't just a relic of the past. It's a moment where history, faith, and power converge. In a world of constant news, open information, and instant access, this is one of the last truly secretive events. No cameras, no leaks, no social media, just silence, prayer, and decision. Yet the impact of what happens behind those closed doors can shape the world. The next pope won't just lead a church. He'll influence global politics, speak on issues like climate change, migration, poverty, and face challenges from scandal to secularism. He'll inherit not just the traditions of Peter, but the hopes of 1.4 billion Catholics. A legacy of drama and change. Conclaves have rarely been simple. In 1268, cardinals took almost 3 years to elect a pope, only deciding, after being locked up, given only bread and water, and having the roof removed from their hall. In 1378, a split in the Catholic Church led to 2 popes, dividing Europe in what's now known as the Great Western Schism. In 1939, Pope Pius XII was elected in just 1 day, and in 2013, Francis became the first non-European pope in over 1,200 years. Every conclave is a moment of uncertainty, where tradition meets change and where the unexpected often happens. The most diverse conclave ever. This time, the Catholic Church faces a unique moment. With Francis's death, the conclave will be the most diverse in history. Over 80% of the cardinals voting were appointed by Francis himself, representing countries and communities from every continent. For centuries, conclaves were dominated by Europeans, especially Italians. But now, cardinals from Asia, Africa, Latin America, and beyond will have a decisive voice. This raises big questions. Will the next pope continue Francis's legacy of reform, inclusion, and outreach? Or will the cardinals choose a more conservative path, looking to restore tradition? Could the next pope come from a place the Catholic Church has never seen at the top before? Whatever happens, the conclave marks a turning point. It's a moment where history is written in real time, where the ancient rituals of a 2,000-year-old institution still hold the power to captivate the world. As the white smoke rises and a new pope steps forward, billions will be watching, not just to see who leads, but to understand what direction this church and this moment will take. In the end, behind the locked doors, beyond the oaths and secrecy, the conclave is a reminder. In a world that changes fast, some decisions still carry the weight of centuries.